Welcome to Deep Thought. The feeling of peace. I'm going to tell you what. In some traditions, the ability to be at total peace is the highest expression of religion. Because in some traditions, it's felt like just being in the presence of the Supreme Being gives you a peaceful feeling. Like nothing in the world is against you. Like you're at peace with every single thing that happens in your life. Your house burned down, you're still at peace. You lose $1 million, you at peace. Your loved one breaks up from you, you're still at peace. Now, after all the things I just mentioned, as we can see, very few human beings are at that level. Oh my goodness. Very few people can have peace all the time. Now, I've met some human beings who are close to it. I remember this one woman when I was doing some vending at a government facility, and she was just like meditating like most of the time. People come by our table, she talked to them. And she would just sit there. She was just chill. She was just at peace. And, you know, sometimes you see that with maybe some elders, like in the black community, like some elder black women, like they got a wild family or something. They just totally at peace with it. Like the very religious ones too, especially, you know, those old church ladies, they see some stuff going on. They say, oh, let me put on the white and go to the prayer closet, you know. But they just manage it because if you think about it, right, what really stresses us out? Our anxiety over things, or we worried about something. You know, we get anxiety. We think, oh, this might happen or this is going to happen. Instead of letting it just happen, being in the moment. That's why, you know, some spiritual teachers will say, hey, just be in the moment, or just live in grace, or meditate. Just so you can be in the moment, you can be at peace. And if you think about it, being in the moment is indeed at peace, because most people are they are depressed because they're thinking about stuff that happened already, or they have anxiety because they're thinking about what's going to happen or what they imagine to happen. They're anticipating it instead of just being in the moment and listening. Because there's been times, you ever have that time when somebody say they're going to call you and you expecting them to say everything, and then you pick up that phone and you hear them and you're like, you nervous. They say, well, they're going to talk about that jacked up thing I did, or they found out that I was creeping, you know, with their maid, or you know, they going to ask for that money, or, you know, they found out I skipped school, or I told a blatant lie about not wanting to hang out with them, or something like that. And they just calling to see if you want some of the extra cupcakes they made. Seriously, though, you done got upset over some stuff that ain't even happening. Being at peace, the feeling of peace is just... it's something, I admit, it's something, I can't do it all the time, but it's something every now and then I can just be like, you know, I'm good with everything. It don't last that long. Let's make it clear. Rom ain't some guy like up on the mountaintop, right? Yeah, I'm some guy right down here dealing with some stuff, you know, walk around sometimes like I'm ready to smack somebody. So I'm still working on that peace part myself. But just the feeling, though. And, you know, and and seriously, all seriousness, that's one of the main reasons for being in the moment, for meditating, for just staying calm. Because you're really getting upset over something that's past and you can't do anything about it. Or you getting upset over something that might not happen. It's usually that might not happen get you, because you know how we go a mile a minute about something. We get that anxiety. We think about all the worst scenarios. And sometimes even we think about the best scenarios. I mean, that feels a little bit better, but Sometimes that can cause some issues when that don't come about. But if you can be at that moment, that one moment where you're just at peace, you're just looking around, you're just like, hey, this is cool. Like one of the ways I used to do it, I haven't done this in a while because I haven't been out in nature in a while, but this is when I was working in D.C. And, D.C., anybody familiar with downtown D.C., especially around the White House, at least there were a lot of parks. I don't think they paved them over. Sometimes I'll just sit in the park and just look around. I'll just take in everything. Taking the breeze, taking the ants. One time I had to take in some steroid-fueled dude who was yelling at me. I guess he thought I looked at him. I was real calm, though, because while he was yelling at me and stuff and trying to be threatening, I was looking at the bottle that was conveniently near where I was sitting. So I wasn't worried about him. That might not have been a good example. Anyway. I don't think that was a good example. It's one of my Romeo days. But no, the feeling of peace is just you just peaceful. You just at peace, and it's not. It's really you just at peace with whatever happens. You're calm. You're cool and calm, right? You're not getting upset over it. You lost $1 million. Okay, you get it back. Your house burned down. You know what? You lost some memories, but you're still alive. Right? It's your mate rolled out on you. Yeah. You probably didn't need to be with them anyway. But if you can be at peace at stuff, and then by being at peace, you don't really hurt your body. You don't stress your body out. Because that's how a lot of people get sick, because they don't stay at peace. The relaxation, if that's the thing with meditation. That's why, if you tell people, hey, meditate, and they get in that habit, even when something seemingly bad happens, they're real calm about it. Like people would say, I am real calm about some stuff. It takes a lot to really upset me. Can't say I'm perfect with it, but it does take a lot. But that's the thing, just being at peace with it. You just like, I'm at peace with this. I'm at peace with this situation. I'm at peace with the circumstances now. Now, of course, that don't mean stay in those circumstances or ignore the circumstances. No, you still engaged with it, but you want to be at peace. Now, depending on the spiritual path, some people might recognize what I'm talking about. But as I said, I don't promote a particular path here, right? I don't promote a particular path, but that's the ultimate expression. That's the ultimate expression. That's something all the spiritual teachers taught in one way or the other. All right? And it's really a way to go through life, because one of the things we have a problem with is people want to go, go, go. I mean, everything is. And then you got the news cycle and everything just to get you upset, to get you to react. See, one thing about being at peace, you can be at peace to the point that you can take an appropriate action. You're not getting upset. For example, the house burning down example. Now, somebody might see the fire, get upset, run around, do all this, and the house burned down. Somebody at peace, they might say, oh, damn, there's a fire. They might actually be able to put it out or do something right away by staying calm. Like if I'll tell you what, who uses that peace thing are like advanced martial artists. If you really see like a grandmaster, not like some guy or some man or woman who got a black belt at at a McDojo in a shopping plaza or something. I'm talking about like a serious man, like high up. They might not even teach like regular students. They might have a small group of students they teach. Like I trained with such a guy like a couple sessions. And we spend most of our time in a meditative pose. But you see it because he was like, you got to quiet the mind. But see, the way the martial artists use it, when they fighting, they real calm. If you watch them fight or watch them react, they real calm about stuff. They not getting upset and hurting it. It's like somebody coming at them. It's like, oh, here's this person coming. Let me hit this pressure point right there. Oh, okay, let me hit right here. And they calm about it. Like they fight very calm because they can react because they're in the moment. So, anyway, that's all I have for you today. I want y'all to keep rising and transforming. Peace.